Hi, my name is Tierra Henderson, and I read the book For Color Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Isn't Enough by Shange. The author introduced the term core poem, which is what her book is. Pretty much, it describes a dramatic work that is a combination of poetry, dance, music, and song, which this consists all in her play. The play consists of 20 powerful poems that intersects about stories about 7 African American women who only identify by colors, including the lady in red, the lady in orange, the lady in yellow, the lady in green, blue, brown, and red. The play expresses the pain the women faces through strong language. The main theme of the play talks about how Black women endure racism, sexism, and rape and male domination. The play talks about the dilemma in general that Black women face in life. So I felt that this material was significant to students to learn because it educates young women or just people, anyone in general, about rape, pregnancy, and domestic violence that Black women endure. Students can also see the views of just Black women from this play, from their lives. For instance, Shange expressed how they talk about the nature of how the nature of rape has changed. So in her play, she talks about how she has all the ladies come on stage and talks about how the factor that young women are taught that rapists are strangers hiding bushes. So pretty much that the issue of what a rapist is, or what it's being, how can I say? Well, that rapists aren't just strangers. And she uses date rape pretty much. So say for instance you're a young lady that goes on a date with a man for dinner, and or you may even be in a relationship with this person, and pretty much that you are seen in public with this person, you're seen as a couple with this person, and when it comes to you trying to press charges or accuse this person of doing this crime to you, the victim pretty much feels very insecure about pressing charges on the victim because other people questioning her if she has if her claims are pretty much true. So this pretty much goes in also with physical abuse and stuff like that. So I thought that was very important, that what she had put in the poem, because I believe that many women deal with these things and probably are manipulated, that being forced to have sex with a man that is your boyfriend, so I feel like sometimes maybe they don't understand it. Maybe they are not understanding that they are being raped or forced to do things unwillingly. But I do believe that part that she introduced is for anyone, any woman, anyone who has dealt with it, who has been pressured into it, anyone. Another good story that is told in the play is about domestic violence and killing too. Pretty much the lady in brown talks about how tells a story about a war veteran, and how pretty much this is her man, her husband, I believe, and how he can't hold a job down, and he has a drug addiction, and he also is struggles with PTSD. And her being a woman, she doesn't want to deal with those things. She doesn't want a man who can't hold a job down. She doesn't want this drug addicted man, this man that she sees as being crazy. But this man wants to marry Crystal, the lady in the play, Crystal, so much. And he also has 2 children by her, by the way. He wants to marry her so badly but he doesn't want to change. She keeps kicking him out about his him being violent to her and the drug problem. So one day after he kicks her out, he breaks in pretty much, and he breaks in pretty much and into her apartment and tries to force her to marry her. To marry and love her, and of course she denies it. When she doesn't accept him and his apologies and stuff like that, he pretty much grabs their 2 children and drops them out a 5th-story window. And the children, I believe they were implied that they passed away. Of course, her putting that story is a sign of this domestic violence within itself, but I thought that part in the play itself, shows how scary domestic violence can get for women, for children, and how it can lead if there's no prevention into it. So I feel like in a way she alerts the readers about how serious domestic violence can end up to. It can end up to death. It can end up to being in hospital and being injured so bad that you're in the hospital. So that was another good theme in the play. So those are some main topics in the themes in the play itself that really, I feel like, really struck out in the play. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about the author herself. She's a poet, performance artist, and a playwright and a novelist. She was actually given the name Paulette Williams and born on October the 18th, 1948 in Trenton, New Jersey. The name that she has now is kind of hard to pronounce, so I might put it up somewhere. But pretty much her first name means she who comes into her own things, and her last name is she who walks like a lion. And this is also from the Zulu dialect. She at a very young age, she was introduced, very blessed child. She was introduced to travel to other parts of the world to see other black cultures. So it didn't state what cultures or other black descents that she has seen, but she's seen other cultures, and she was introduced to this by her parents from going to seeing jazz symphonies and listening to like certain Latino music. So I assume she probably met some or was introduced to Afro Latinos too. At that time, she was a very bright student, so she was aware of a lot of things that she sit there and seen. Afro Germans too. She earned her BA and degree in American Studies from Bernard College in 1970. Then she left New York to graduate and study at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. And she also got her master's degree in American Studies at the same school in 1973. I believe that Shange was introduced to write this play not only because that she was aware of so much black culture as a kid, and also I felt, well, not only because she was introduced to a lot of black culture as a kid, but that she lives a life of a black woman. So of course she's gonna deal with those daily struggles with racism, sexism, and the other things that she states in her books. But also she has wrote some of these things off of experience of herself. So she dealt with domestic violence, rape herself. But I think another big push for her to write this play and to produce this play was when she was cast as a priestess in the Evolution of Black Dance, which was a dance drama in Oakland Burke Public School in 1973 to 1974. The fact that Shange was in this play, it kind of, like I said, introduced her to what she came up for this book. Also, sadly, she attempted suicide several times in her life too. The book ties to what we learn in class. Because during this time, in this era, the black art movement was going on. Pretty much it was an artistic movement that seeks to promote black art by black artists for black people. The black art movement was criticized by its celebration of black maleness. It racially excluded women and also gays in this movement. So like women such as like Maya Angelou published autobiography novels, such as I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. This unveiled her experience with sexual abuse and the silencing of black women within black communities. And other black women writers would create black women literature renaissance in the 1970s. Like Maya Angelou, Shange wrote the play because she felt the movement was also sexist.